Hey everyone, it's me just making another video for you today on Right to Relate. Just another spiritual snippet for you today. Kind of want to open up a discussion on some verses that I read in Job today. I was finishing up reading that. So a couple of verses that I want to talk about today. So one is Job 40 verse 8, which says, "Will you even put me in the wrong? Will you condemn me that you may be in the right?" And then the other one is Job 41 verse 11, which says, "Who has given to me that I should repay him? Whatever is under the whole heaven is mine." So this is God talking to Job at the end of Job's story. And I think it's just like, I don't know, there's a lot here, which is kind of why, I want to open discussion about these verses. Would love to hear comments, thoughts about this, because I'm still thinking about them myself, and would love to hear your thoughts on it to help me process this. But going back to that 40 verse 8 one, just about, putting God in the wrong, it's something that I think, whether we intentionally do this or not, that I think we do a lot with just, wondering, like, why is God doing this? Questioning, it's okay to question, but, I think with, it can, if we're not careful, be putting God in the wrong. Like, why is God doing this? God's wrong for doing this, something like that. And I'm not saying that's not a natural human inclination, because I'm sure it is. But, it's just something that, I think about just with, how God humbles Job by saying this, being like, are you going to tell me I'm wrong? Like, I think I know what I'm doing here, so it's just something to think about, with, times when, I question God on way smaller things than what Job had been going through. And just, thinking about, how could that shift my perspective? How could I think differently with things like that? So that's my thoughts on that verse. And then the other verse, just about, again, it says, "Who has first given to me that I should repay him? Whatever is under the whole heaven is mine." Just remembering, that God doesn't owe us anything, that everything that he gives to us is out of grace. And I think that's just the reminder from that verse. So yeah, this is just some of my thoughts from that. Again, that was Job 40 verse 8 and Job 41:11. And I was reading from ESV. Would love to hear your thoughts on them. I think there's a lot of really good stuff in there and in that whole section of Job, whole book of Job, honestly. But yeah, would love to hear your thoughts. Love on those verses, the book of Job, or, just spiritual things in your life in general. Yeah, so that's all I got for you for now. Hope you're doing great. Hope you're having a great day. And Jesus loves you. Bye.